The man accused of killing 4 Idaho college students in November will soon be on his way back to the Gem State.
Bryan Kohberger appeared in a Pennsylvania courtroom today, waiving his extradition hearing related to the murder investigation of 4 University of Idaho students in Moscow. As we've reported, Kohberger was taken into custody early Friday morning at his parents' home in Pennsylvania, where he was spending his winter break.
The Washington State University PhD student will be charged with burglary and 4 first-degree murder charges. Many details of the case to be unsealed once he is arraigned back in Idaho.
Well, today, authorities in Pennsylvania sharing more details about Kohberger's arrest.
Arrangements currently are being made to deliver Kohberger back to Idaho, where he can have continued due process and face these charges.
A quick court appearance Tuesday for Bryan Christopher Kohberger, formally waiving his extradition hearing, allowing authorities to transfer him back to Idaho. The defendant still being held at the Monroe County Jail as logistics of his transport are being sorted out.
We would like to do it as soon as possible, but the court order says 10 days.
Authorities in Pennsylvania speaking out about the arrest, assisting first with surveillance at the request of the FBI, ultimately using a tactical team in the middle of the night to make the arrest.
From their perspective, we essentially tasked them to go out and serve a arrest warrant for someone accused of a quadruple murder.
Authorities explaining additional probable cause is required in the state of Pennsylvania to serve a warrant in the darkness of night. His parents also at the home when authorities moved in early Friday morning, multiple windows broken to quickly gain entry.
Mr. Kohberger was taken into custody without incident. The scene was turned over to the FBI Evidence Response Team for processing. Mr. Kohberger was then turned over to the Monroe County Prison, where he has remained in their custody since.
Kohberger is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in the early morning hours of November 13th. In recent days, we've learned Kohberger drove with his father from Pullman, Washington to Chestnut Hill Township in Pennsylvania, arriving around December 13th. Authorities in Pennsylvania pledging to continue assisting with the ongoing investigation as needed.
I would say, as a credit to the professionals both standing behind me and others not here, many others not here, the information was held very close, and we did not want to have any situation where Mr. Kohberger potentially would be tipped off.
Kohberger's public defender previously saying his client looks forward to being exonerated. Tuesday, Monroe County First Assistant District Attorney Mike Mancuso said details of the Idaho case remain sealed even for the defendant.
I definitely believe that one of the main reasons the defendant chose to waive extradition and hurry his return back to Idaho was the need to know what was in those documents.
Police still haven't shared a motive for the crime or how Kohberger was connected to the victims. The Corner Club in Moscow, where victims Kaylee and Maddie were the night of the murders, speaking out, saying the suspect was not and has not been there. Kaylee's father speaking to ABC, saying they learned of the arrest hours before it happened.
All this torture of waiting had a purpose and a meaning, and it was right before her celebration of life. So that also added to, knowing that millions of people have had prayers for us. And in a bad case, a bad situation, this was one of the best ways that we could have learned in the moments of learning it.
Over the last few days, we've learned more information about how officers tracked Kohberger down, largely coming down to his car and his DNA. We're told local and federal authorities tracked him cross-country through that white Hyundai Elantra, which was seized from the scene in Pennsylvania following his arrest. We also learned they made connections to Kohberger through public DNA databases like Ancestry.com, where investigators can comb through family members who have done genetic testing in the past to find a person of interest. Authorities watching the Kohberger's family home in Pennsylvania for 4 days before moving in. And today we learned the DA's office there issued search warrants for the car, the home, and Kohberger's DNA. Local expert Greg Campekian with the Idaho Innocence Project says it's likely they were waiting to match Kohberger's DNA to a sample left behind at the crime scene.
They treat it just like they would treat a sample that you took from your mouth and said, I want to know who my family is, except we say, who is the family of the evidence, the DNA evidence. And then they have to guess, right? They work with genealogists to say, who are all the people in this family lineage, who's alive, who could have been in the area at the time. Maybe they select by gender. We want only males. We want only females. And then they try to get a sample from anybody they think is a suspect.
Hampikian says it's quite common for investigators to use discarded DNA while trailing a suspect to make a match on something like a soda can or a restaurant cup left behind by a suspect. Laws vary by state regarding what is considered discarded DNA, who can take it, and what it can be used for. Hampikian says genealogical DNA has not yet been used as evidence in court, but it's only a matter of time.